Free and Kira Live, the voice of passionate action, bringing fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom for today's shifting paradigm. Now, it is your moment to open your mind, relax into your body and spirit as we explore the greater meaning of your now experience. Bringing wisdom, laughter, and clarity, here are Shri and Kira.
Namaste and welcome to Shri and Kira Live. I am wisdom teacher Shri Ramka.
And I am Master Lady Kira Raa, here with my beloved. And you know, it is that moment. This is about the time traveler you coming into divine sacred union to remember how to fly. It is a week that is got so much in it, a moment to align with the actual who that you are. A huge show, a huge moment.
Who that you are.
That was actually a good accident, huh? Right? The who man, right? I love it.
That's it, because we are spirit in form.
Oh, yeah.
And the more we take that into our consciousness, the more power comes forward, because all creation is right here in the who that you are.
Right now. And hey, the who that you are, jump into those phone lines. We are going to be connecting with you today, as always, and we enjoy offering you mini soul readings, answering your questions, sharing what's going on with you. Give us a buzz toll free over at BBS Radio. And over there, it's 888-627-6008. Again, 888-627-6008. Or over at onenesstalkradio.com, where you can also watch and listen to the show, 517-208-1500. And Shri, I also want to give a big shout out to everybody over at YouTube. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Whether you're at Official Shri and Kira or over at Oneness Talk Radio YouTube, thank you for joining in.
And we are delighted to be with you, because each and every Sunday is the opportunity to exercise our choice. And I choose joy.
Yes.
I choose community.
Right.
And I choose to continue the upward spiral into ever-refining happiness and expression.
Yeah.
And so I trust that you'll join me along on that journey. And,
I know I am. I'm right here.
And say hi to everybody in the chat, especially over at YouTube, where there's always a wonderful community that gathers, and we offer you our love and acknowledgement. Thank you for choosing to be here.
Yes. Yeah, we are so great-filled. So let's just dive in, shall we? I mean, let's just go right in. One of the things that is so important, I want to go right to some of the slides that we were showing you last week, because let's just first look at the calendar. Okay, so I believe, no, that's the code, January, there it is. Okay, this is the up-level calendar for this month, 2021. If you don't know what the up-level calendar is, then I really invite you to go to shriandkira.com and grab it, get it, and pay attention to everything that's in here. But what's so profound to remember is that the ascended consciousness of this month is all about experience. We are in an ever-refining cycle of awareness, experience, and choice. And so we're constantly moving through that. It's how we meet it. Well, how are we meeting this experience of January 2021 with the ascended numerological code of perfect balance, the 4? Which also repeats, it's funny, it's like that last hurrah of 2020, because let us not forget that 2020 was the 4 plus the double infinite, and January comes in as the 4 again. And again, that kept hitting us where? It kept hitting us on that root chakra energy. And so here we are. We are here. And in this moment, the 17th, look at the week ahead. If you gaze at the week ahead, we are still in that last bastion of accepting and rolling with and really saying, okay, I'm on board with this concentric dimensionality. I'm willing to dance with this multidimensional presence. And you'll notice that early in the week, right now, we're being called from our highest sense of being to gaze at the biggest picture, to keep holding that. And that's going to be spiraling in lots of different interesting ways. And we're going to hit the moment of our greatest revelation from that peak up level last week again on Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday the 20th. And then the very next day, the 21st, is where we're going to start seeing a huge cycle of illumination again. So you see, it's spiraling. It's getting tighter, 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 tighter. And then after the 20th, we can start, and there is this new cycle. However, they're all cycles. everything is fluid. And this is important to remember because this is the only week, it's the bridge week, so to speak, between the Mercury retrograde ignition, which began last Thursday, just 4 days ago, we stepped into this Mercury retrograde, the very first breath of what is going to be a Mercury retrograde that we put it into our newsletter that will literally remind the all, which means the mind is going to get a good heaping dose of, here's all the reasons why you should bow to me, right? It will also, at the same time, free the mind of those that are really conscious, and it will offer ever greater clarity. So it will remind or free mind.
Yes.
Where are you going to be when this retrograde shows up? And we are in the middle of the basket, right? This is, I want to call it a basket. That's really what's governing this energy. So we're in this retrograde basket, this very first one. Well, there's only one way to go through this, guys, and that's as that actual phoenix, right? As the, what is this year about? It is the rising phoenix as this dragon-headed, lion, or this lion-headed dragon. So it's a big moment.
Absolutely, and that imagery is so powerful as you kind of let that in, that it's not just empowerment, it is a resurrection, it is a bursting forward, it is protective. And thus, the Naga energy and the Phoenix energy and the lion energy, all of these, take these metaphors and feel into what they represent, because that's the energy.
Yeah.
And I'm just smiling, we're talking about the mind.
Uh-huh.
The mind can be your healer. It can also be your slayer.
Oh, in every way, right? In every way.
And we have such a distorted relationship with the mind, and especially in Western society, where there has been this separation from the natural world that has been part of the culture in Western society. But one of the things I want to remind you all right now is part of a powerful ensoulment that came through some years ago, and the name of the ensoulment is the Four Knowns. But I want to give you the first two as a reminder. Just think along with me as I offer you these declarations of truth. I am not my body.
I am not my body.
The mind is my servant.
The mind is my servant.
And as you get clear on that, you create a more harmonious relationship with these vehicles of support. Your body is here to support your journey.
Right?
You are not your body. However, you are in union with this vessel.
Well, and you are the caretaker of the temple.
Yes.
And this is, it's really a profound moment to call that in. Are you loving your body enough? Are you loving you enough? Are you able to let go of the mind that seeks to really invite you to believe that you cannot transform from where you are? Right? If we all believed that, then we would be so unavailable for expansion. And yet here we are expanding. We are light. We expand. On today's e-card, the graphic that we sent out showed again. Do we have that Einstein-Rosenbridge graphic here by any chance, Shri?
I do not think so.
Okay.
That's the quotes.
Okay. So last week we showed you the Einstein-Rosenbridge and it was our background. And in this moment right now, the concentric time, all that is happening is that, as Einstein showed, time is the illusion. As a matter of fact, Einstein went on to say, and you can look this up. Oh, there it is. My husband found the graphic.
You want the graphic or the one with the quote?
No, I want the graphic.
Okay, here we go.
Right, here it is. Okay, beautiful. So this is an Einstein-Rosenbridge, which was the demonstration of the wormhole. And the other thing that Einstein was able to show or demonstrate is that time is an illusion, because it's basically a fourth, this is literally Einstein, time exists in the fourth dimension, but it needs a point of origin, which is what keeps the third available. So do you understand that it is the irony that time is what keeps open the fourth dimension? It's where we manifest it. That's why we can get lost in the fourth dimension. Yet, and time, here's the key, the fourth dimension needs the third dimension. It has it, because without the third dimension, time cannot exist. This is Einstein. And this is proof of why multidimensional existence right now is real and why fifth dimensional anchorship is mandatory. And so I want you to breathe that in and go look this up. As a matter of fact, I'll send you a link on it, right?
This is powerful because
it is.
I also want to acknowledge something. The third dimension, which is the realm of form.
And according to Einstein, there is none.
Well, it's densified energy.
Right.
Okay. The realm that we call form, the 3D, is intimately tied
Right.
and associates fully with the fourth dimension, which is the formless connected to the form.
And it's the formless thought because it's linear. It absolutely is aligned with the experience of time. And this is why the universe, the archangelic realm, the ascended masters have for 2 years now said, come on, remember, that's what's keeping you stuck. It's that belief that keeps you stuck. One of the things that Shri and I have modeled continuously for the past close to 20 years now, and we shared a little secret last night with Bria and Corey, who are here at Toasted Blue Mountain, that when our anniversary was January 3rd, and we've been so busy serving all of you, and there was so much happening that we just kind of let it quietly go by. And our next anniversary is actually coming up.
We have two.
We get two, right? If you watched our video, the one we really consider more of our deeper wedding was our wedding of spirit on the 25th. But here's what's happening right now is that in these time loops, in this concentric dimensionality, in everything that's happening, I want you to bring your hands to your heart, and I want to read you the quote that was in our newsletter today that comes from Sacred Union, The Journey Home. And this is going to hit you on a lot of levels. So just hand to heart. You ready? Okay. Self-Ascension is the ability to embody unconditional love with yourself so that you can hold the light for others when they are confused and do not know what is happening. And that was the Elohim through me from Sacred Union, The Journey Home, Chapter 8. And if ever there was a moment where that quote from this incredible, the Bible of Sacred Union, so to speak, is this little book. And this little book, I wanted to share with you that as we have been all in our concentric dimensionality, this week is really about the revelations from two sacred books, two very sacred texts. And the first one is Sacred Union, The Journey Home. And as we were last night speaking with Corey and Bria, it came up. This is, I want to share with all of you, okay? And I'm sharing it with you for a couple of reasons. This is literally the manuscript for what is now the book. These were, you want to hold one up?
Yep.
This was the original script for the original book of Sacred Union, The Journey Home. And here's another reason that I found it fascinating that I wanted to show it to you. On the cover, I don't know if you can see it. Okay. That is actually the picture of me that Shri saw at Spiritual Singles. I kid you not. That was what I was when he met me. I was Shakira. And notice right there, Women, Wellness, Awakenings. And I remember offering Shri a soul life portrait. It's a process inside of me I haven't done in years that I was very blessed with early on. But I really wanted all of you to just connect with this because this was a moment that birthed naked authenticity, that birthed the work of self-ascension. The last time the work of self-ascension had been on the planet was with Manly Hall. And then it kind of went away with him. And then before him, it was Blavatsky. And so this is a moment where this book, and I want Shri to show you, this is the original.
This is the one that went into print first.
This is the original book, Robert D. Reed Publishers. So if you have one from Robert D. Reed Publishers, you have a first edition.
And as you can see, it's annotated.
Yep, very much so. Because if you've ever taken Navigating the Inner Matrix, it's this book. This is it today. And it has been in continuous print. And we have been adding more and more updates. And the reason that this is so important to remember is that this is the time for you to have that sacred union with the body, to come into the ascended presence that you are. And as Archangel Zadkiel taught teaches and eternally has offered to the world through this book is the remembrance that you are a traveler, that you've always been a traveler, and that what we are doing right now is we are collectively traveling. And this is the moment where for all of us that are still here, for all of us that are in form right now, we are here by choice because it is our moment to know without doubt. We have expanded consciousness farther than we have ever gone before. But it will only be through your multidimensional acceptance in full sacred union with this body of form that you will be able to, like you never have before, Law of Instantaneous Manifestation. And you know what the safety valve is on that? It's your integrity. And it's your willingness to hold the gift of the divine inspiration. Because here's the irony. As long as you're holding the gift of divine inspiration and willing to let go of anything that would take you from that, you're always cared for. You will always have abundant flow. There will always be enough money. There will always be enough support. There will always be enough of everything, as long as you are always paying it forward, as long as it is part of that chain of circular beingness. The more successful you are, the more you sustain yourself. You know, for example, when Sri and I, anytime we would take people on spiritual journeys with us, they're like, well, why are we staying at all of these really good hotels? Why are we in all of these, really wonderful hotels? Because when you are taking care of you, when you know that this body is your responsibility and that you are loving yourself enough to not compromise the self, then the universe sustains you so that you're sustained so you can give more. It's all about the concentric dimensionality that brings us back to the sacred union of the soul, which is why it is the moment for sacred union, the journey home. And why I had to I'm going to hold these and you can hold these. Here's the trinity of its evolution, right? And so we just also wanted to share that with you today as well, that if you own this book,
this was the month it first came out.
Yeah, that's right.
January 2003.
That's right. That's right. It's another anniversary, isn't it?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So the magic of the 17. And this is the basis of navigating the inner matrix. And one of the other rapid escalations as to why Sri and I we're on the treadmill this year, okay? Every single month, there is everything happening. And so it's important to get on board. This is the year. If you're going to do it this year. If you've been putting it off, stop. This is the year. Do it now, because next year is unwritten in a way it has not been unwritten before. And so every breath matters. You can't take time off. And I know you might be tired, but look how much fun we're having by not taking time off, right?
Well, let's take time in.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take time into our hearts. Let's take time in and make an investment in our spiritual consciousness.
There it is.
You know, we recorded Explore the Mysteries, and it will premiere tonight at 9 is our normal time.
Yeah.
And one of the topics that we discussed a little bit was multidimensional experience.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to offer something right now to all of you, and that is that, what Kira is sharing so much about spiral time and concentric dimensionality and how we can be either buffeted by or expanded by the energies of these times.
Exactly.
And I had a recognition I want to share with you, and that is that many people experience a multidimensional perception or a multidimensional space through a crisis, a psychic break, or a drug experience, some sort of medicine experience. And what happens is the perceptual doorways open to them. It's something that happens to them. The difference of what we are inviting you to consider is the path of self-ascension is based in love. The ascended heart is your foundation. And the multidimensional reality, which is the grander reality, happens through you, not to you.
Breathe that in.
And this is a fundamental important thing.
Breathe it in.
As we love and lift, our capacity to apprehend everything, to look deeper, to know more, is lovingly expanded as part of our oneness. Versus something in the world created an avalanche, and it happened to you. It may have given you an important glimpse of the greater reality. However, it was not your evolutionary process that cultivated that with love. What you do afterwards is important. You know, you may be able to take that and leverage that into a grander sense of understanding. But this is important because we are living lives that are constantly being confronted. And as we anchor in our ascended hearts, we're able to modulate or work with these experiences for the greater good versus play badminton with life and try to lob one into our corner for some form of egoic gain or sense of security. But it'll be very temporary. Anything that is done from fear will not last.
That is so true. Fear is transient. It only has as much power as you give it. You know, remember, it was the divine directors that shared with us, when people are afraid, they will give away their power.
Yes.
But when people are in terror, they will give away their soul. And we have been pelted with that first chakra. The Ascended Numerology showed us that all last year.
Yeah.
And so for 12 months last year, your absolute being, the assault was on the absolute beingness of humanity. And we are here, and we are in this glorious moment of extraordinary support. And all we have to do is let go of the paradigm that really wants to keep us in pain. And I go back again to Sacred Union, The Journey Home. There isn't a place you go in this book that you open that won't offer you immediately what you need. And this is why you really need to be with us at Navigating the Inner Matrix. It's part of our journey this year. It's the habit of the pain of the pain. Now, I want you to breathe that in. The habit of the pain of the pain. In and of itself says this is a multidimensional release. You cannot do this if you stay in a linear experience. It's Einstein at his most basic, right? This is that moment where you know you need to lift your consciousness, that you are stuck where you are, that you cannot find the solutions, often feeling depressed or trapped or all the things that come in. Victim consciousness, right? You're either always going to be a blamer, a victim, or there's always going to be a rescuer, or there's always going to be an attacker, there's always going to be a perpetrator, right? So it's time to say no to that loop. And the only way you can do that is to become your own champion. You know, that's what this quote is saying, and I want to share it with you again. So remember, what is the yoga of self-ascension? It is the ability to embody. That is the sacred union with the soul. That is the ultimate experience of the yoga of self-ascension, is to literally have the conscious embodiment of the master that you are in complete sacred union with this body of form. That's naked authenticity. That's an invitation where the ego relaxes, because quite frankly, the ego can't even begin to compete, if it was even a competition, with the mastery oversoul. It's like, don't even try. And that's why we're so afraid to let it in. Because once it comes in, it's not going to leave. You're done. You just have to say yes to you once and let it really come in. And so it is the ability to embody unconditional love with yourself. Yeah. And that means you've gotten through that challenge. Remember, there is a trap. Unconditional love is a trap, because initially we look at it with the brain of linearity. That fourth and third dimensional melding and belief of what unconditional love is and what it should be, and has all kinds of boundaries around it that actually limits us from anchoring. It's like getting above the turbulence, right? Those pilots out there, here, you were a pilot, right? So my husband would know. It's about going, okay, I know that if I stay in the zone right here, yeah, I can navigate in here, but man, there's a lot of turbulence, right? Just a lot of turbulence. Yeah. So if I just lift, smooth air, seatbelt sign is off. Right, there we are. Yeah. Where do you want to stay? You can only have the seatbelt sign off here, where you're not moving at all, or here where you're flying above the turmoil. Where do you want to be? That's the moment. That's what's happening right now. That's the expansion. And this is why This is why, so that you can hold the light for others when they are confused and do not know what is happening. Because it will not be your words, it will be your presence. To hold the light for others when they are confused means that you are radiating your mastery presence. It means that they know without a doubt that you know who you are, that there is not even a question. Thereby, in your presence, they are either ignited to know themselves or they are terrified and will run away. This is that lion coming out of the woods. This is that moment. Are you ready to just be the light so that others who are confused will go, I know that you've got a light. I see that. I see what you've got. I see it now. Thank you. Thank you for showing me it's not all dark. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
You know, and many people will take argument with the word confused. So I want to invite you to go a little deeper here. There are people that say, no, I'm not confused. I just have a rational anxiety about something. Confusion is the misidentity that you are the mortal being dancing with polarity. Confusion is about who you are as a being. And as long as you're experiencing anxiety and fear in your life, you're confused. And you're lovable and you're great and you're fine. However, you have identified with the confusion and saying, oh, that's who I am. I am one that can be whipsawed. I am one that can have my stability shaken. So to be in the love of who you are means you're unshakable.
Exactly.
Of course, there may be a moment. There may be momentary experiences. There can be momentary reactivity that comes with having the body and the experience. It's not who you are. No. It's an experience that floats by, that pulses perhaps. And then you smile at that and go, whoa, that was a very human moment, or whatever it was. We lighten up and we move on. To be in sacred union means I unconditionally love myself. And just try this on for a moment, hands on heart if it's safe to do so, and breathe. As we breathe into our heart center, we are stabilizing peace. Love does not flourish unless there is a peaceful heart. Love requires peace to blossom. So breathe into your heart and feel that moment of peace. And as we feel that moment of peace, we're able to say, I unconditionally forgive myself for all that has gone before. I've done the best I knew how given my state of consciousness at those times. I let it go because in this moment, I am peace, I am love, and I am conscious. And from there we move forward.
Breathe that in. Because I want to, as you were sharing that, I felt the integration of that ascended peace that begins in our heart. But I was also feeling, Shri, remember that all of 2020, where was that peace being assaulted? Root chakra, safety. And as you're breathing that in, as you're feeling that peace, I want to show you the Ascended Numerology again for January, because this is really important to pay attention to in this moment when we're talking about peace, because look at that illuminated new moon, what it did. And then look what happened with the Mercury retrograde pre-phase. And so here, let's look at our bodies first. So if you look over at the body, by the time January came in, we got hit again in the root chakra, but it was the last time. Then we went right up to our throat, right up to the truth. And it was this truth explosion that then brought us to our high heart and straight out to the infinite. And last Wednesday, our star consciousness popped open. And then immediately after, literally, we had 24 hours, and guess where we were again and where we are right now. And so as you were sharing, I'm like, wait, I've got to show the Ascended Numerology right now, because this is where true peace begins. It's the transformation of the root chakra of the physical body into its true peace. And here's the gift. We're going to actually get it again on the full moon up level. But what's going to happen is that everything that we are anchoring, everything that we are balancing, everything that we are holding, we are going to send out into the universe. And that's how we're going to re-enter into February. And February is a choice month. Everything is coordinated, saying, find the peace with yourself. Love you more. Be at peace with you. Thereby, this physical form will support you more. Reverse aging, 100% real and attainable. We are living examples of that. Living examples, piece of cake. The other thing that happens is your mind expands with greater focus, clarity, and the gift of that constant flow of divine inspiration that ignites quantum space and time. And suddenly time takes on a whole new experience here in this beautiful body of form. And I want to share, those that have been here visiting at Tosa Blue Mountain have been giggling about that experience.
Yeah. There's been several of our visitors that have commented on how time is totally different here. Mm-hmm. And we come into all experiences with a mindset, a sense of of what's real.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you find yourself in Shangri-La.
Right.
And you find yourself in a totally different dimensional experience. You go, wait a minute, the day's over. I just sat down and all of a sudden it's 5 o'clock. Because the time has no way to hook into this experience.
Exactly. So I want to read something to you now. If you have not been to the website recently, hey, get there. A lot of new stuff. Get there, spend some time there. But for sure, click on the 2021 Complete Revelations. I've got them posted. They're right there on our homepage. You can click right on it. But I want to read a couple things to you because it's important to understand that this year is very much about mastery choice. Remember, overall, it's a choice year. So February is going to be our first choice month in a choice year. This next segment of January, as we were just showing you on the Ascended Numerology, is going to leave us all in a moment. It's going to be like that breath where we're going to be out into the universe, and then an inhale brings us all back in, and the choice is before us. So let's stay in our mastery presence. This is an extraordinarily big moment. 2021 is the year. Everything matters this year. It really matters. It's, for me, a non-compromise year. It's just, this is the year where and what I mean by that, please do not misunderstand me, is that non-compromise on what living the yoga of self-ascension is, the blessings that are abundant to us all, offering all that we have so that more may offer what they have, knowing that as we are supported, it is because we are supporting others. We just mutually support each other, and it begins by loving yourself enough to take care of this body. It begins with the body. When I was on the treadmill this morning, I was like, well, maybe I need to just reach out to you guys and we could treadmill together, we could Zoom together on the treadmill or something, because it's important to get your body feeling that you're paying attention. How can you let your body know that you're paying attention? So may I read this piece, Sri? So let's pay attention right now, because everything is calling us to sacred union. And this is, when you go to SriandKira.com, you'll find the whole text. I'm just going to read 2 things to you. All of the gateways are opening, and the 3 gates of this cycle of 2021 herald the arrival into fullness of the 9th dimensional presence. This is why the gates are here, to remind us of who we are through the layers of illusion. It's like we're getting these extra stages that are, and I hear them as big bell tones. And this is why Sri and I know we have to be teaching the Crystalline Atlantean Healing Chamber, because we teach you how to be able to hear and play the soul song of another so that you can record it and gift it to them. Imagine, as a practitioner, that you have the blessing of recording someone's soul song and they have the blessing of hearing it and really owning that. Well, that's what these gates are doing. They're amplifying with harmonic tone. And this is happening inside of the 12 cycles. So I want to put up that one graphic again, and let's show you, because the energy flow for 2021 is unlike anything we've ever seen before, right? And so you can see these 12 concentric circles. This is actually a torus. the entire year is a torus made up of spines, right? So, but all these spines are the one. And you see down in the bottom there that it is this torus energy that we can bring upon, we can ignite our own field of 0 point creation when we are in our steadfast commitment, our focused awareness, and the complete trust. And that's how we lift our energetic field. We get out of victim consciousness. We stop blaming. We are in that beautiful divine flow. So 2021 is this spiral time ignition inside this torus field where in the center, we are the 0 point creation of the law of instantaneous manifestation. And you see here, this is actually in the calendar. If you want to learn more about it, go to ShriandKira.com and get the 2021 calendar. But this energy, as seen above, these are the 12 cycles that will concentrically affect the yearly energy. And in the center is the 0 point ignition of creation energy. And so in this moment, we are in a week where, again, let me just, if you didn't see it before, I think let's put up the calendar one more time. When you see the calendar right now today, the power of the 17, we are in our expanded presence coming in knowing that we're spiraling in again toward the 20th, where you see that moment where time is still releasing, but it's where it's going to be like a corkscrew and it's really getting tight. And then it will come out again on the 21st. But by next week, we're in the same cycle. And this continues until that full moon of the 28th, which we'll be talking about next week. So it is a moment where the master that you are is the greatest gift to navigate. And I want to just invite again, Shri mentioned earlier, watch Explore the Mysteries tonight. And if you can't be there when it premieres at 9 o'clock Pacific time tonight, or 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight, then grab it during the week and rebroadcast. It is a powerful episode, really talking about what's happening on the planet and what's going to affect that February choice is starting right now.
It is an amazing time to be awake.
Yes.
It is a disturbing time to be asleep.
Well, depending upon your consciousness.
It all depends.
No, I mean, really, it depends upon the consciousness applied, right?
And, I guess I've displayed my bias. Anyway.
Not while I have water in my mouth.
It's important to recognize that everything that is happening in your life is there for your benefit.
Right.
Even the perceived pains, even the perceived disappointments are there to help each of us cultivate the deeper trust, the deeper buoyancy, and the deeper capacity to command the light.
Yeah.
And when we have been talking for a while now about the law of instantaneous manifestation. Yeah. The law of instantaneous manifestation is something that occurs as you claim and live your authentic being.
It is the yoga of self-ascension.
And the yoga of self-ascension is that direct path.
Exactly.
And when you start noticing the synchronicities coming in faster and that things start happening that are needed for you and your path, it's kind of a smile to say, oh, okay, this is confirmation that I've lined up with my soul's mission.
Exactly.
It's that easy.
Right.
It isn't, you don't need to focus on results. What we focus on is living authentically. And the results are feedback that you are living authentically.
Yeah.
Versus, many of us have played with the law of attraction, which is a way of learning a bit about how energy works.
Well, it is. I think it's the basic. I mean, it's actually the building block to learn how to go beyond it into the law of instantaneous manifestation.
And it's important to cultivate energy awareness, and important to cultivate the understanding that whatever you focus on increases in energy. And so the good news is we can focus on the good. We can focus on that which is nourishing and helpful and healing and balancing.
Out of the turbulence, right up here.
But we also sometimes unconsciously focus on that which is being broadcast as a disruptive energy.
Notice where that's all coming in, guys. It's that remind. And that broadcast is going to get bigger over the next 2 weeks.
And so, of course, your life gives you the opportunity to cultivate your discernment. Mm-hmm. And that is why we have a life, is it not?
Well, in so many different ways, right? In so many different ways. And so let's remember one thing, that when we say yes to the divine blessing of this temple. When we have incarnated here, in ascended numerology, there is this sacred sequence, and it's a very simple sacred sequence, and it begins with your chosen date of incarnation. Because even the fact that you chose a linear date identifies where in this incredible, beautiful experience of concentric dimensionality you decided to be. And we are here right now by choice. And most likely you kicked somebody out of line to be here. And that sacred sequence began with this moment. Then it began with where you incarnated. Wherever you were born is exactly where you needed to be, whether it's this planet, another planet. Remember, there are many worlds of density within density. Just because we live under the veil doesn't mean that they are not very close. And for those that are able to move through the veil, then the gift of connection becomes even richer. That's what happens when we are here right now. So Shri, speaking of here right now, I want to talk about how all this leads to miracles.
Okay.
Because this is, first and foremost, if you are not familiar with the healing light, please write this down. The healing light at selfascension.com. That is our 24-hour, 365, always highly confidential place repository of your prayers, of your miracle requests, are you having a challenge and you need to just get it out? Send it to the healing light. We have been continually working and honored to be working with the healing light now for over 17 years continuously. We have witnessed thousands and thousands of miracles. Because those miracles, those requests every month are energized during the month with Shri and I and in our Violet Ray Shiva temple. And then once a month, we get together with all of you who are part of our Spiritual Mastery app, and we energize and release them. Miracles are your birthright, and miracles are real. And miracles are happening right now.
One of the definitions of a miracle is that it is something that was not in the causal stream, meaning it was unexpected because the circumstances in causality don't support it. But in fact, a miracle is a sign that quantum space is real, that quantum time is real. A miracle is an act of grace. A miracle is a manifestation that it's just time to have.
And sometimes we don't know it until much later. And so we want to share with you that Shri and I we're going to run just the first couple minutes of a film that we're actually going to show you at Soul Mirrors Tuesday nights. You're going to want to be at Soul Mirrors. But the reason we want to share it with you right now is because it is a moment to remember that miracles really are happening and not to deny them. So before we say anything else, let's run the first couple minutes of this film and watch this. We're going to be watching it with you, and we're just going to show you the first couple minutes.
Namaste and welcome. I am wisdom teacher Sri Ramka. And this is my beloved Master Lady Kira Raa, and we are here today to share with you the miracle of the book.
Wow. I first just want to share that if you don't know what the miracle of the book is, welcome to our community. First of all, I'm not going to show you the front of it yet, but this is the book. And this is a true story. We have shared some of it on some of our radio shows over the past 16 years, and we're really called in 2021 to really document, put this down, and assist people to start really on having the gift that we're having through the experience of the book.
So the time period of this little story, it began anyway. It's really unfolding now.
It really is. It's a time loop.
The time began when Kira and I were living at Tosa Ranch, is what we called our facility in New Mexico. We were actually in Tijeras, New Mexico, outside of Albuquerque.
7,500 feet, ironically, exactly the same altitude we are here, but with very different weather.
Quite different.
Yeah.
And it was 2004.
Yeah.
I believe November, and it gets cold there.
Really cold. We had pellet stoves.
And so our pellet stoves are just like efficient wood stoves. We had stacks of pellets on the front porch.
Stacks.
And the stove would just go and warm the house, and we had gone shopping.
We went to Albuquerque.
So Kira and I took the 30-minute drive down to Albuquerque to visit the convenience of the supermarkets and stock up for our kitchen and needs. And we were smiling, and we drove home. And as we walked in the front door...
Literally, as we walked in the front door, right? I remember opening the door, the groceries in hand kind of thing. Had to unlock. It was locked. unlock opening the door, and literally right there before us, because it was a very small home. It was an original Adobe home, very small but stunning. When you walked in, right in front of you, we had a little, that's where the fireplace was with the stove going, and a little table. And that's when, and many of you already know, this book was there. And I just want to show it to you. This is the book, the I Am Discourses. And yes, the apparent coffee ring was there. And it did have the spine at that time. And I remember looking at Shri and going, did you put those books there before we left? Like, because it was just so obviously an addition, because it was not only this book, there was also a second book with it.
And so what we were presented with was this book, the I Am Discourses.
After we both really went through our did you, you know, and neither one of us could claim anything to this book, yet we had to unlock our home to get in.
And so we went through a moment of, you could call it disbelief, astonishment.
We really did. Yeah.
Going, how did these books get here? Did you do it? Did I do it?
No, really. It's like, did you forget?
We paused, we unpacked our groceries, and we came back to it, and we said, maybe someone dropped them off, and we called a couple folks.
We actually called some people.
No, because it was one of those things. It was a manifestation, and
it really was.
You know, it was like that had not yet happened to us. Mm-hmm. So this was the first of there would be more.
There would be very many more. And so after we both really got that, then there was the ensoulment from Saint Germain that came in. And then as we didn't even open it right away. We were just. Well, okay. So, guys, there we are. That's a little bit about the book. So, hey, what are you thinking about the book if you were just there with us? And we are grateful that you are tuning in with this experience with us, because that was our first true, like, manifested miracle. Yeah. You know, like in form, that our house was locked, you know.
And so the reason we're celebrating this right now is that we've been called to come back and unlock further. And
so we're going to unlock more of that Tuesday night. Big announcement on Soul Mirrors Tuesday night, when Sri Ranka will be my special guest, because there's just too much to share. So just know that miracles are happening and miracles are real. And so, hey, what are you thinking about miracles? What's going on with you? Before we go any further today, we got a lot of phone lines going on, Shri. And I think one of our lights might have moved, because I'm getting a lot of purple going on. But, you know, you guys don't mind, right? So let's say hello. Where are we going?
Well, we have some callers over here at Oneness Talk Radio, and we're going to say hi to some folks.
All right. And I see we also have quite a few over at BBS, and so we can flip between the two stations. Where are we going first, Shri?
Well, how about we go to, this looks like Louisiana.
Louisiana. Yeah.
Let's say hi.
Namaste, Louisiana. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I knew I was going to get through. I love you. I love you both. Oh my God, can you feel my heart? I'm hugging you guys. Oh my God, it's so fun.
I'm like giddy. I'm like, oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God, this is so fun. I was just sending you a thank you on your website, just pouring my love out for you guys. Thank you for all that you are and everything that you bring through. You're amazing, Earth vessels. Thank you for being here right now for all of us. You are changing our lives on every level, and I'm so grateful.
Oh, we are so grateful. Of course, this is sincerity, love, and presence in motion, right? The miracle formula.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling it earlier today. It was like opposite day, and now I am. And I have a million things that I wanted to ask because of what I was feeling earlier, but now I'm just feeling so much gratitude, because every time I listen to you guys, every time I tune in, it's like you're speaking to my soul and my human self of what I'm working through. And I hope and trust other people are feeling that too. But you are such gifts here, and there are no words. You are such an inspiration, and everything that you say and share and do resonates so deeply. And I just love you both, and I'm so grateful for both of you. So thank you.
Oh, sweetheart.
Well, thank you for sharing with us.
You are the most beautiful soul mirror ever. Thank you for saying yes to you.
I'm trying. I always feel like it's like a roller coaster where, you're in your, I was even speaking light language earlier, just listening to you too, because it resonates so deeply. But I don't know why sometimes I just fall back into the human side of doubt, and you have so much I have so many inspired ideas and books and projects to light up the world, and then others, you're on fire, and then later you're like, oh, I just feel really down, and like the human side kind of takes over, and so it always feels like a little setback, but then I have to remember, we're moving out of the old and into the new, and sometimes it's, I don't know. You guys make this path of empowerment so much more joyful. You bring sanity into the insanity. And I'm so grateful for you both. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, honey. We love you so much.
Many blessings, dear. Thanks for sharing with us.
Namaste. Woohoo!
Hey, and
I love you so much.
Thank you for that. And I want to share something that is stimulated by what she just shared, which is, we get ignited, and the inspiration flows, and we begin to ride with that, go with that,
Right.
and be informed by that. Yeah. And then there can be a moment where all of a sudden, whoa. I'm tired.
And it can catch you off guard because it's often an energy, right?
Yeah, and that fatigue can come in, and then for some people that can actually trigger more of a seemingly depressive moment.
Like a spiral that's going down instead of even being lateral.
And it's important not to judge that. Yeah. To recognize that we are all exercising our capacities. Physical exercise often has a rebound. Well, so does emotional exercise. And even though we are working with spiritual energies, the emotional body does tag along. And the emotional body can get a little fatigued by these frequencies. Yeah. And thus it kind of dominates your perceptual field, saying, hey, love me, even though I'm feeling tired and sad. And how do you take care of yourself is the next question.
And that really is it, isn't it? In Monday Magic, and I know a lot of you listening are with us every Monday night. I hope all of you are with us every Monday night. You can find that at ShriKira.com. But this Monday, we were talking about just that. And I think it's important to remember that.
Yeah.
This is that moment where everything is converging and saying, hey, start loving you a little more. Start saying yes to the master within. And the more that you remember, the greater the flight. The phoenix is rising. It's just starting to spread its wings. This is just January. Imagine what this year is going to be like. And so as that phoenix is starting to spread its wings, how is that stretch feeling? I know there's a time when a good stretch just feels really, really good. So
yes.
How far are you willing to spread your wings right now? Or are you holding close to that which has governed? As Archangel Zadkiel, Sacred Union, the journey home, are you in the habit of the pain of the pain? Or are you ready to really break free and say yes to that which you are and say, okay, here it is. I'm taking off all the ego. Here I am. I'm ready. I'm all right. I'm ready. It's that moment of if not now, when? And guys, it really is that moment. So if not now, when? Right?
And one of the things that the ego is afraid of is losing. And you can fill in the blank. I'm afraid of losing whatever. And here's the irony of it all. As we relax into a soul forward life, as we relax into our authenticity, nothing is lost. Everything that your personality self, that your egoic shell has learned along the way is available for implementation by the higher self as you are engaging your life. Everything you've learned is available, disponible. And in the availability is the empowerment. You're not governed by what's gone before.
Right.
It's a tool chest. What everything you've experienced is part of your resources, not your definition. This is the exquisite shift in identity that is yours to anchor. And it takes a little time to anchor it because all of the machinery and everything that, your brain is like a big software program, and it needs to come into alignment with the new operating system.
And, 2021 is literally a new operating system. Sincerely, it really is. We were given the blessing of these 2 years. Let's just kind of go back a minute, right? Just a quick review of how did we get here, right? When we entered into this period of time, it was actually in 2015, and it began, and Sri and I brought it out there and showed the 7-year polarities and how the free will was going to work and what was happening in what we lovingly call the Ascension escalator. Yeah. And it was 2015 through 2022. Well, here we are in 2021. And what has happened is that sometimes this escalator was going up and sometimes it was just kind of more of a people mover. and as the balance, and then it started going in going down. And as the balance started tipping, the energy of support, we collectively are here now. Those of us that are still here, you ever wonder why sometimes you're still here? How many of us honestly could have left at so many other moments on this planet, right? So we are still here right now because of this moment, because we knew of the potentiality of this moment. And in this moment, this 2-year up-level period was brought in when we first started saying yes, and the lineage holders came together and we started time surfing. Mm-hmm. We literally sent a clear signal outside of the chatter zone. We together lifted up and we're able to send a clear signal out through the universe that our consciousness is honestly expanding, that we are honestly paying attention. This is why something as simple as when you take in that deep inhale through the nose, the Ave, and you let it out, this is why we smile. When we exhale with a smile, we are sending a signal of radiance to the body of form that says, I do love you, and simultaneously sending that clarity through the universe. I am here, I am ready, I am open, I get it, guide me. It's that simple. It's the laughter of the ego. That is the moment that is before us all right now. And this is why 2021 matters so much. Because in the up-level experience and the yes to the time surfing and the coming together as lineage holders and remembering, we ignited literally a portal of consciousness. And look what's happened. The Temple of Light here at Tosa Blue Mountain has been on Earth for the first time in literally 2,000 years. Miracles are happening everywhere. We started showing you the book. You've got to be there Tuesday night. What we're going to talk about today, tomorrow night at Monday Magic, and talking more on Tuesday night is so profound. Just this week, you got to be here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And so as we are in this moment, look at the miracles in your life. How about connecting with this community? Mm-hmm. Giving yourself the gift of saying yes. You know, a lot of ego could say, I don't have time. This isn't worth my time. I'm really accelerated. We're all accelerated. That's the fun. Now let's come together in that accelerated experience and really see what we can do. When we can take off that cloak that says, I am the only one. This together, we are better. We are all the champions. We are all the masters. We are all the mentors. We are all the healers. And that's why this year matters so much. And that's why Sri and I are really sounding out and saying, journey with us this year. Give yourself this year and let's really do something. Yeah. And during this year, you can be certified to become a practitioner. You can be working with others. You can be healing within your own home, within your own family. You can be helping your community. Look at the service as you serve you. This is the year to say, okay, I'm ready.
Now, one of the things we have done that we've been guided to bring forward is very clear pathways of support.
Exactly.
And these pathways of support, we call them the journeys. And one of them is the self-ascended healer's journey. And the other is the mastery journey. And of course, doing the both is the ultimate thing. But I can't tell you all of it right now because there's a lot of content and a lot of support. It's all at the website. But the piece I want to kind of bring your attention to in this moment is we've been talking about miracles. Exactly. And coming up just in a couple of weeks in February, we're going to be teaching live the AVESA balancing.
Now, I want to share that you probably can't tell, but what Sri is wearing right here, if some of you have noticed, and I don't think we're going to be able to get a really good clear. This is a beautiful piece of pure clear Himalayan quartz. It's a one-of-a-kind that was made for us by the same gentleman that was taught by Marcel Vogel to carve Vogel's crystals. And that's the AVESA heartbeat. That's the AVESA symbol. That is the heartbeat of AVESA.
In gold on there.
And of course, set in 18 karat gold. And that heartbeat of AVESA is what you're feeling as Sri's sharing.
The thing that I really want to convey to you to consider is that miracle manifestation occurs as we lift out of density identification. When we lift into our ascended heart, when we open our star consciousness, what we are saying is, I am a master in form, rather than being mastered by form.
Now, I want to just hold 1 second. I want to show you very quickly again. Now, check this out. Star consciousness. You see it right there, guys? The 12. That is where we were for a moment. We held it open, and then it went into our root center. So the reason I'm sharing that is because, as Shri just mentioned, your star consciousness is trying to offer you peace right now. Yeah. If you relax into the truth of who you are, if you relax back into your mastery, you're actually going to have greater peace.
And so the AVESA balancing is a gift to the planet that is a healing, call it a technique, but it's a healing presence that restores authentic balance to both the client and the practitioner. There is a harmony. It's one of those whenever two or more are gathered kind of experiences. And the AVESA balancing is a healing modality that brings the chakras out of density entanglements and invites the chakras to be in the ascended state. So that client, while they are on the table receiving this alignment, this balancing, they discover firsthand, this is what it feels like to be in the ascended state. Yeah. And from that place, miracles can happen. That is, miracles can be ignited consciously, that we can say, I choose to manifest whatever it is, if it's in my highest good.
Exactly.
And that the practitioner with the client co-create the energization of that miracle. This is the little short version of what is the AVESA balancing. And the AVESA balancing is an energy healing technique that is anchored in the higher dimensional energy. And that as you learn the technique, you anchor yourself in that energy. Therein is the win for the practitioner.
And you know, it's so universal, right? It's so universal that it's the first thing we're teaching. It's like the baseline.
Yep.
And when you look at the mastery journeys, if you take the AVESA healer's journey, this is included. If you go with just the yoga self-ascension journey, it's not, but you want to include it. You get a discount. You really want to include it. And then, of course, if you go with the year-long program with us, which that includes everything, well, then there it is.
Yeah.
But remember that the reason that we begin in February is because we must call in the balance. It is the moment of balance. And this is the year to get serious. Are you playing around or not? And if you are playing around, then as Adkil would say, play well.
Have fun.
Right? But don't pretend you're being serious, because you'll make yourself, it'll hurt. It'll actually get uncomfortable. So either play and play well, or get serious and dive in.
And still have a lot of fun.
Oh, no. I, in my world, have more. And so what Shri and I want to do right now is share with you a beautiful little film. It was put together by Bria Rose, and then I went in and did a Kira supercut on it. And so it's just a little 5-minute film, but it's coming to you live from here at Tosa Blue Mountain. We're going to introduce you to two beautiful self-ascension intuitive counselors, Masha Sigurdsson and Corey DeFazio, along with some other fun things that are happening. So we're going to see you in 5.
Here you go.
Namaste, beloved one, and welcome to a very special place here at Tosa Blue Mountain. This is the beautiful Master Atlantean Healing Chamber. It is a room that Shri and I dreamed about. It was the room that when I first walked through the door, the termite-ridden door, the very first time, where it honestly felt that there was a bolt of violet lightning that came out of the wall. It was like I had hit a trip switch. And this is where Shri and I are going to be so blessed to be
meeting with you live for the first time, and I don't even know how many years, we have been called to teach personally the AVESA balancing and energy healing, and that's coming right up in February. And then if you want to go further, we are going to reveal to the world, we've been told that 2021 is the time, we will be teaching the crystalline Atlantean healing chamber. This is a year, 2021 is such a powerful moment, and as you connect with all the beauty and love and energy that is housed, you'll see this beautiful Shiva Shakti is in the center of our altar in the healing room, and that this is the moment. This is the moment to say yes, that our steadfast commitment, that is a picture of Shri and I from 2004, our steadfast commitment, our focused awareness, and our complete trust knows this is the year that if you are ready, then we are ready to do it with you. And so we are going to be relaunching all of our programs updated with the energy that has birthed right now. The concentric dimensionality, the spiral time. Be with us when we call forward the navigating the inner ray and a violet ray ignition unlike any other. And then we will move into the ignited golden ray, because sneak preview, next December, we will open the diamond ray during New Year. As you connect with everything that you're seeing here, please offer yourself the gift. Go to ShriandKira.com. We have so much that is coming forward right now. And take a moment, bring a hand to your heart, and receive the tones that we play as the song of your soul during the Crystalline Atlantean Healing Chamber, where we literally record your soul song so that the energy of this divine presence stays with you. We are all masters and we are all healers. We only need remember. AVESA, we know that you are ready to fly. Namaste.
Many people know me as Masha Sigurdsson, and I'm Self-Ascension Intuitive Counselor.
I'm Corey DeFazio, and I am a Self-Ascension Intuitive Counselor as well. And we are here to talk about the AVESA balancing, magical experience of bringing the chakras into the ascended state. And so here we are.
Yeah, the process is truly magical. The AVESA balancing is a gift from crystalline dimensions. I've been doing it for so many years, and honestly, I was witnessing a lot of miracles happening just right on the table. Because when we're doing AVESA balancing, we're entering the state of bliss.
Really, the first time I got out of AVESA balancing, I was floating and white light everywhere, and the practitioner was an angel. When I woke up, I was like, wow, I'm looking at an angel. This is incredible. And so it just really takes you to that lifted space that I think all of us love and dream of being in.
I really love to do it because I feel every time I'm giving, I'm receiving as well. So sometimes I feel a little bit of a balance. I'm giving balancing sessions. Hey, you are. I'm feeling amazing.
That is so true. I love giving them too. It's just like, it's amazing to watch the client shift and to watch ourselves shift, and the energy is just beautiful.
You have a lot of energy available to you. You would like to have clarity, you would like to navigate the energy, to focus it. So part of AVESA balancing, spoiler alert, miracle manifestation process, what you're going to learn as a practitioner.
We also offer a breath called the AVESA breath, which is a really amazing way to just hail to the infinite and to call in unlimited energy.
So if you have a chance, or if you're thinking about giving yourself a gift to learn about AVESA balancing, it's truly great.
Hey, welcome back, and we're hoping that you enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful to be able to share a little glimpse of the healing room here at Tosa Blue Mountain,
Yeah.
and offer you a little glimpse of the potential that awaits for you.
Well, we really are excited that that's going to be beginning right in February. So, hey, just go to ShriandKira.com. And if you're saying, hey, wait, I've already taken AVESA. Yeah, you want to take it again. You'll need to take it again because it's going to be all updated, but you do get 50% off. So, get in. Let us help you get in that mode. And I want to say one thing out loud, and I hope she's listening. Masha, OMG, girl, are you reverse aging? Did you all see Masha? I was like, now, who is this girl birthing right there? So kudos to Masha.
Good.
Masha moved here 2 months
September
ago.
or October?
I linear time, don't know, but Masha's in the chat. Maybe she can put
October,
it in.
yeah.
But wow, another real testimony to the reverse aging of really living the protocol. And so Masha, way to go. And keep going. You look amazing.
And hey, I want to remind everybody, get into the conversation. Give a call over at the 800 number, 888-627-6008. That's 888-627-6008.
We have a lot of people holding there already, so if you don't get through, just call in when we talk to somebody.
And we encourage you to share what you're experiencing. And, of course, we're here to lend some perspectives.
And over at 517-208-1500 at Oneness Talk Radio as well. Let's go to the line, Sri. Let's say hi.
Well, we'll run over to BBS Radio.
All right.
And on line 4, we have Jamie from Salt Lake City.
Hey, Jamie. Namaste.
First-time caller.
Welcome. First time. Woohoo. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
We are loving you.
Oh, I've been trying to get through for so long. I'm so happy I finally got through.
Miracle Day.
Welcome.
Miracles are real.
Yes, they are.
How may we serve you, dear?
I just wanted to see if I could get a soul reading.
It would be my honor. And as I'm sharing that with you, sweetheart, I'm feeling right here, like right kind of at the upper part of the chest. I want you to just kind of bring your hands there and just really allow yourself, they're saying, relax into the presence and the beauty that you are. That within the light that is illuminating you now, there is a spark that has yet to be ignited. And that spark within you has been speaking. And they're saying, bow to that spark, breathe in the energy of illumination, and know that you are being illuminated. It's like I see these angels in front of you, and it's like they're lighting you like a lighter. It's like they're laughing and saying, it's like, it's now. It's now. And that this veil of doubt that's been really holding you here, lots of head energy, right? They're saying, let it go. Let it go. That the affirmation is in the connection, and that the connection calls forward the affirmation. And so it is. And you are so beautiful. And I just want you to know how much I love you. You are amazing. Keep going. Thanks for getting through, Jamie. It was absolutely your moment to get through.
Thank you.
You
Much
are
love to you,
welcome.
dear.
I'll talk to you.
Oh, we love
Namaste.
you. Oh, namaste, honey. Many blessings. Wow, I'm loving Jamie so much.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetheart.
I just want to comment. We took a caller before the film, and same with Jamie. Did any of you notice how the camera fluctuated? That there was this pulse of energy, and that the focus of the camera shifted during our interactions. And the only reason I bring it up, we were talking about miracles. One of the things that creates miracles is energy.
Oh, yes.
And so
we have blown up radio stations.
And I just was smiling. I have
with our energy.
I have a brand new camera.
Right?
This is a good, high quality, best made by.
Oh, you're saying this happened right now?
Oh, right now in real time.
Well, I'm not here. I don't know what dimension I'm in.
and I noticed the last caller, this caller, the focus, and the last caller, it would blink in and out. And I went and checked the settings real quick, and everything is, quote, normal, other than the frequency of engaging with you is outside of the norm. It is the new norm that we are co-creating.
Right? And, this is like, it feels very much like orbs used to be. Years ago, Sri and I used to have a column called Show Me Your Orbs. And we had orbs all the time. All the pictures of the phenomenon. And there was so much phenomenon happening. And now it really is about capturing energy. Yeah. Capturing the way energy is flowing and being aware of it. Because you can show, I remember when the orbs first came out, you could show two people the same picture. One saw the orbs and one was short sure there were none in the photo. Yeah. And that was very fascinating in the early days as well. All right, Sri, it looks like we're going over to BBS Radio.
Well, no, we're going to head over to Oneness Talk
Radio.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm staring. That's exactly what I meant to say. Forgive me, please.
I think we're going to head to Toronto.
All right. We're going to Toronto. Hey, Canada. Namaste.
Welcome.
Oh, my goodness. I just called in and I got through. I'm so excited.
Woohoo! I'm excited with you.
It's the magic.
Woohoo! Miracle day.
I heard Sri say there's a line, call in. I'm like, why not? Thank you so much for prompting me. I really appreciate that.
Well, I felt you, dear. So welcome to the show. And how may we serve you?
Yeah.
You know, I would really love many soul readings from Master Lady, but Sri, I've actually been experiencing a lot of, ascension symptoms. I would really love if you could just take a scan and tell me what you see and just any guidance that you're feeling. I would really appreciate that.
Okay. Let's just take a moment for a second here. So what I want to offer to you is that the first thing that is calling my attention that I want to ask that you give more attention to is around your third chakra. The third chakra is that zone that governs our muscular system, our digestive system, and it is influenced by the degree to which you trust your spiritual nature. This, in the old paradigm, this was the chakra of empowerment, empowerment, meaning muscular and Aikido and Kung Fu and all those kinds of things. In the spiritually based life, this is the chakra of trusting your spiritual nature. And the degree to which you trust will influence your comfort in the body and your digestive system. However, here's what's fun, is you're also being called forward to see more clearly that which is calling you. Now, it traditionally is the sixth chakra, but more importantly, it's about the discernment of what is spiritually appropriate for you, who is part of your true family versus an old concept of what friends and family ought to be.
Well, may I jump in?
Yeah.
I want to jump in, sweetheart, because just as you were sharing, right before Sri started speaking, a condor flew right in front of us, right here. And we live in the Valley of the Condors, so they're here, but it's not usual for one to literally fly this close to our window while we're on the air at this time of day. And the message that I got was that condor was speaking to you and was saying that do not be afraid to fly alone because you will fly high and you will see everyone. And so it is.
Wow, Master Lady, that's deep, that's big. I've been really discerning that flying alone, and it's bringing tears to me because I've been really working with accepting that a lot.
I am
good for you.
Baby, I got you. I am right here. I mean, I am so proud of you. I got you. I promise. You are right here.
Thank you.
No, thank you for being, and keep saying yes. You are not alone. You will find your tribe. We're all here. Just keep walking.
Yeah. Much love to you, dear.
Thank you.
We love you, honey. Namaste. Oh, everybody, you feel it? This is the power of saying yes to our mastery, that we come together. We remember who we are. The miracles happen. Look how many first-time callers today that have been trying forever to get through and are getting through.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. It really is. All right, Sri, where are we going next?
Well, what do we got here?
It looks like Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Atlanta, Georgia. Namaste.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. So I it's crazy. Like everyone's like, oh, I'm first time. I'm not a first time caller, but I haven't called in quite a while, and I've been wanting to call. I just kept making myself not do it. Ego kept getting in the way. And I'm like, today I've just got to call. I'm like, everything you're saying, I've been religiously, but without dogma, watching your every episode ever of everything, and for like several years, and I just kind of fell off the past few weeks, and like the past maybe 2 weeks, and it is like my medicine. I feel so good listening to you. I'm reminded of who I am. I feel so inspired. I'm like, and then like the other caller earlier was saying, I was like, I resonate with that. I just fall off. I choose my ego. I choose the victim, and I'm like, I don't want to call and say this. Like, I don't want to call and tell how I'm struggling. I like found out about the healing light thing today. I'm so excited about that. But anyway, I could talk to you guys so much forever and ever. But I'm just so blessed by you and the community, and I hope that I could see you in person sooner than later. All of this stuff and the vaccine and this world and everything is, and people angry at each other has just been so hard for me. I'm severely empathic, and there hasn't really been community, and I am just so grateful to be able to listen in and just be reminded of the truth of who I am, why I'm here. It's such a blessing. But I would love a soul reading. I love them every single time I've gotten them, and I'm so grateful that I get to have one.
Oh, sweetheart. Well, did you want to jump in first, Sri? I could feel your heart.
Well, let me just, as way of preference, I feel your openness. You know, you said you're an empath, and yes, it's important to practice. I have a couple things, but here's what I want to share with you is that we learn through discernment. Your soul, your empathic nature, your heart, your ascended presence is already forward and guiding you. You've got that piece. It's the integration into the vessel of form and the society that's in front of you. You can choose where you intersect. You know, you don't have to dive into all of it. And so it's important to recognize that there will be moments where you go, oh, wait a minute, I got off into my ego. Now I'm back in my center again. And that's all I have to say is good for you. The more you discern that, the more you see the wobbly nature of that, the stronger you will become. Yeah. There's no fault in that whatsoever. That's how we learn. And so I just say to you, practice the I am, practice setting your boundaries, and practice knowing that surrender means I'm available to spirit, not governed by density.
Let's breathe that in. Yeah, let's really breathe that in. And as we really breathe that in and let it out with that beautiful smile, right? Relaxing ever more into you. The energy that I just want to offer as kind of a ribbon around what Sri just shared with you is that they're saying to you, let go. They're saying, let go of trying to catalog it and let yourself just be it. And that it'll become faster, it'll become clearer, and that the greater smile will keep arising. That just keep bringing back the greater smile. And the last thing, there's this cute little being that was like walking and turned around and went, no, she's got to hear this. and it's so cute because she's like, no, she's got to hear this. And she's saying, make sure you're putting you first. Make sure you're putting you first. And then she's just giggling and running away. And so it is.
Thank you so much. I'm so blessed.
As are we, honey.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love you so dearly.
Thank you both.
Many blessings.
Love you so much.
Back at you.
Oh, it's a delight. Indeed.
It is a delight. It really is, because every one of us, and that's one of the gifts that I enjoy about the second half of the show, is when we really have this opportunity to form the community and really, what is it that we're needing to co-create right now? And every one of these calls does it.
Yeah. And I trust that those of you that are in the chat over at YouTube, official Sri and Kira channel, are offering some love and reassurance to each other.
Yeah.
Because every one of us has those moments.
Right?
Every one of us is sifting. We're sifting, and there's little bits of our life that we're kind of going, okay, I can't digest that anymore.
Right.
Let's let that one go. And there's little bits we go, oh, that's nourishing. Let's do more of that. Isn't it fun?
I think it is. We've sure had fun. I can tell you that.
All right. Hey, it looks like San Diego.
Hey, San Diego. Namaste. Welcome to the show.
Oh, my God. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh, wow. My name is Lauren. I've gotten through a couple times, and I've been trying recently, and then I said to myself, I'm not going to call in today. I'm just going to like kick back and listen. And then literally at 1:11 p.m.
I love it.
I was told call in, and I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever. And I, just did it. So here I am, and I want to say how much I am being schooled on concentric dimensionality as an experience, like whoa, like the amount of times that I feel like I have like it's group chats with you guys like during the day about that,
I do.
Especially and especially like really honing in on this 5-screen living. And what's so funny, literally for my job that I just got promoted in, my boss is like, you need a second screen, so I'm sending you this. I am not kidding.
Like, do I stand and bow? I love it.
Yes.
Glad the boss finally
I
caught on.
am loving this story. Go ahead. This is great.
Yes, and then literally, and so I'm like obviously like laughing at, because I think in metaphors, so I'm like, okay, haha,
Right.
like this is so how my guys would work with me. And then and literally they're like, yeah, and you're gonna need a third screen ASAP. Like, this is so funny, guys. Like, this is all really happening.
Yeah, it is.
So as I always end up kind of framing my time with you guys in the same way, but I kind of can't help it. So I just kind of offer myself to you humbly and ask, like, please just take a look at me, both of you, either of you, and whatever blind spots need illuminating in whatever regard to my growth. Like, I just humbly open myself up, totally transparently. Please and thank you.
Oh, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. Shri, before I share, was there anything you wanted to jump in with?
The piece I want to offer to you is your opportunity is around your 7th chakra. This is about being open to spirit, open to divine wisdom, and open to the gateway of the journey that you've already said yes to, which is up here. And I just want to reinforce that with you is, yes, you have a job. Yes, you have a career. And yes, you have you have a destiny. And your alchemy is learning how to integrate the two.
So I want you to breathe that in. And as you breathe that in, I'm sitting really as straight as I can. And all I'm seeing is there is this, like, behind you, it's like, it feels like a gallery. Like there's like you're sitting in this room, and there's these beings up here looking at you, like from above, like they would look at a surgery, right? But it's you, like, in this cosmic desk with all these screens. And what's happening is they're saying that your world of form is starting to mirror the connection that you are currently holding in the world of the cosmic universe. And that this promotion is actually more about your evolution than what they need. And that when you are there, that actually during the day, be very acutely aware of sitting with your spine as straight as possible, getting up I would get up every 7 minutes, just stand up, stretch your arms straight out. And they're saying your ascended Kundalini is going to start weaving with this 9th dimensional presence of you that is actually right now the conduit of all that you are receiving. And that the reason you got through today was because you're at that moment of stabilizing that. And that it's stabilizing. And the key for you is they're saying stay focused in that which you know, and just stay with it. It's right there. And so thank you for that blessing. Thank you for bringing that to all of us today.
Yeah, this all resonates big time, obviously, duh. May I ask just, because Shri, are you talking about my star consciousness. I gather that's what you were intimating. Am I accurate in that?
Well, more than that. What I'm saying is your guides, you have the guidance you require. It's time to trust that and trust that opening. And yes.
And to like actively claim it.
And that star consciousness helps with your clarity of discernment.
And then, amazing. And then please excuse me, just one more tidbit, because I have this sense that this might help others with like ascension symptom stuff. My sinuses have been going through a really wild ride, and the guidance I've been given is like, oh, don't worry, it's just your star consciousness recalibrating the nadi, I think, like just those energy channels, like just ride with it, because I'll be super congested and then everything's fine, and then super congested and then everything's fine. So I'm just wondering, is there anything I haven't received, or am I already being guided and everything's cool?
Here it is. I've been putting up the A-tuner, right? Your cosmic prime meridians. It's your cosmic prime meridians.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing. This is that exact channel. This is that channel. So the only thing you need to do is just relax and do you. Really.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And I will share this with you. I remember the first time in my life that I ever had a very strong, very visual connection with liquid light. The 3 days after that, I had what would have been a faucet coming out of my nose, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. When we are exposed to that much light, it literally clears the head. Yeah. So it is a good thing. Let it flow. Let it go. Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to say thank you. I love you. And I'm going to talk more about that once we hang up.
We love you, Angel. Namaste. Yeah, and she's right. There's a lot of people dealing with this.
Yeah, and it comes in different kind of grades or forms. That just consider for a moment that the illuminated nature of your true self,
right,
which people used to refer to as the higher self, as if there was something that you were disconnected from. You're not. The higher self is your true self.
Exactly.
And the physical personality self is a vehicle through which you can experience third dimensional reality. So the piece I want to just underscore, as we begin to align with the frequency and the truth of our divine nature, yes, the energy rises up the channels. And as Kira was mentioning, the cosmic prime meridians, and that you can see many of the yogis in India with the lines drawn on their forehead.
Right.
Well, another way of understanding this is that the amount of light that is entering in through the sixth chakra, through the star consciousness, and actually through the seventh, they all intersect at the pineal. And so your very nature, that intersection and that illumination is a burst of energy that will affect your sinuses. It'll affect your vision and your hearing.
At every level.
You may have cascading little illuminations going on in your vision. The optic nerve will go into crazy mode sometimes.
They're very fun.
And it'll be like you're looking through icicles, or kaleidoscope. There may be sounds that have oscillations going on. There may be the sinus. In many of the Hindu traditions, when you start having this kind of very refined mucus come down the back of the throat, they refer to that as the nectar of your divine communication.
Yeah.
And that nectar, has a unique quality to it. It's because of the light that has illuminated.
The infusion is massive.
And so all you need to do is smile and say thank you.
And relax into it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, beloved Spirit, for gifting me with this conscious connection. Humility is not a goal of the ego. It is a recognition of the truth.
Yeah.
That the world, the universe, the divine energy is so grand. And that as we come ever closer into that, we are being given grace. And in the grace is the illumination. That your destination is assured.
Absolutely.
However, the time and how you go about it is your unique choice. You could take many lifetimes. You can do it very quickly. That's your choice.
And so I want to bring us back to this choice, which was our very first book. It is the classic on Self-Ascension. It is a book that will live on long after we are here to share this out loud. And I want to give you the second paragraph. We gave you a little hint of this one section. And here's what's so interesting is how this page came to be to show today is I was very clear that we had to talk about time travel today, that we had to talk about the fact that we are all travelers, that we needed to remember that. And it was very clear that the keys inside of Sacred Union, the journey home, are getting ready to be revealed because we've entered into a period of deep sacred union. And I grabbed this book and said, okay, I need to know where the travelers, where did they talk about the travelers? And I literally opened to the page. Literally. And this page was one of the few that was not tabbed. And so I want to read to you the first paragraph, which was in the e-card, but then I want to read to you the second paragraph because it really is the moment at hand. It is the moment that invites us and reminds us that we are all expanding. It reminds us, every time Sri and I read this book, I'm so grateful we didn't sell it out. Because the reason that we rejected the contract was because they had the right to edit out the way that these words were given. And Archangel Zadkiel said, do not, we agreed to be the keeper of the word and we kept our word. And now it's becoming so much more evident. Yeah. And so let's bring a hand to our hearts. And Sri, would you like to read it?
Sure.
Okay, so, that's the two paragraphs right there. All right, so let's bring our hands to our heart. I want to hear it. I'm really cool.
So let's take a moment and just simply receive this.
Yeah.
Self-ascension is the ability to embody unconditional love with yourself so that you can hold the light for others when they are confused and do not know what is happening. This is not a mission of recognition, platitude, or gratitude to the ego. This is one of true service to the 6 billion who are all coming home. All 6 billion, for there is no difference. We are all travelers on this, what you call a planet. And we have put this planet here as part of the evolution of the soul. You have been here many, many times. You are here now by choice. You chose to be here specifically for this time, which is why your activation has already begun. It is why you chose your parents and your situations. Move into your flow. And this is a part of a longer dialogue, and there are many such dialogues in Sacred Union, the journey home.
And this is the foundation of the Navigating the Inner Matrix journey, which is going to be taught by Sri and I, and that's part of one of the journeys coming up this year. I pray that you really took that in. There we are, Navigating the Inner Matrix. And again, those of you that have taken Navigating the Inner Matrix before, you really want to take this one. This is going to be all new. We are unlocking the keys of the books this year. And that's also why we showed you the video of the Miracle book. Yeah. Because we are, for the first time, since it has been, other than we've written additional introductions and, some of the later editions, this is what it currently looks like if you buy it. But what has been so consistent is that these ensoulments are for this moment. And just like everything else that we've been unlocking, 2021 is the year. Yeah. So we're just like, all this is just showing up in 2021. We're up in our game, and we're inviting you to join us with it.
Absolutely. This is a time where the integration and the claiming of your ascended presence and the empowerment, the joy that comes with that, this is the manifestation time.
Is it not?
And this is the time where those of us that are awake to this fulfillment are healing the heart of humanity.
Yes.
It's not that we are needing to say, go heal the heart of humanity. we are, through our presence and our active service, contributing to the new balance, the new earth, and healing the heart of humanity.
It's our presence.
This is the year.
This is it.
And as we activate our fullness of divine service and divine love, that radiation is going to influence the next 1,000 years on this planet.
Now, breathe that in. If you had last year's up-level calendar, the 2020 calendar, go back and look at that one. And now, especially that you've had the year, go look at how accurate it was and how it brought us all to this moment now. And right now, in this month of experience, remember, January is about experience, and it's about the experience around balance. How are we experiencing balance? That phoenix is starting to open its wings. We are at a moment where we are getting ready to move in a way we haven't moved before, to be able to be more flexible, to see the greater picture, to have that empowered alignment and the fluidity of the eternal Naga presence. This is that moment, because February is going to be all about your presence and your choice. Inside of a profound Mercury retrograde that's going to be about the re-mind or the free mind. And it's going to be a big retrograde that's basically all of February. So this is that moment where we're bringing it in. We're coming into the middle of this week, and we are holding our divine mastery presence.
Yes.
Through miracles, right? Because every miracle's happening. Let's make another miracle. Are you ready for a miracle?
Are you ready for
That's
a
when
miracle?
you say, ready as I can be, right?
All right.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hey, let's run over to Oregon.
Okay. We have nobody over there?
Oh, well, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, well, just one at a time. Here we go.
All right.
And we'll say hi to Sarah, it looks like.
Hey, Sarah. Namaste.
Hi, guys, my beloved teachers. I am so blessed to be able to connect with you today. How are you?
We are loving you, sweetheart.
Oh, I love you so much. It's really a miracle that I'm able to be connected with you on this phone, so I will go right to the point. I would love to be available for any guidance that you all can offer me for right now. I am blessed to be over 4 months off of opioid pain management, and you have held my hand through this. And I have so much healing in front of me, and I'm just here and available and so grateful.
Yes.
Oh, well, sweetheart, first of all, I want you to just take in a deep breath of yes. Yes, I am, right? Yes, I am free. Yes, I remember. Yes, I am. And with every, that deep inhale, that ave in and that exhale, yes, energy, it's like I'm feeling with each yes at your chest, there's a, like a pressure. And what they're saying is, with each yes, hold your hands to your heart and send to your divine inner presence the absolute trust of who you are. They're saying that it's like there's this cleansing, they're calling it the cleansing river that washes all doubt out and replaces it with this divine central pillar of illuminated presence. And as I'm sharing that, I'm feeling that energy that I felt around your heart. Now I'm feeling it down like between my second and third. And I want you to just really be breathing that in as well. And I'm doing like a circle. I'm just like I have my hand in between my second and third, and I'm just kind of like doing circles with it. And they're saying, you are loved so much more than you are aware of. And that inside of you is a birthing creation that is calling out and saying, let me know how much you love me, and I will return it infinitely. And I'm resting my hand there, and I'm putting my other hand there. Yeah. And I'm feeling a direct line between that and the heart. And so I'm putting my other hand now back up on the heart, leaving the two there. And this angel is literally coming up behind you and like wrapping themselves around you, like melting into you and saying, remember you hear us. And remember we are always with you. Simply relax more and receive. And they're saying you're ready. And so it is. Whew.
And so it is.
Much love to you, dear.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste, angel. Thank you. whew, that's all I need to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm like, okay, I need to take a deep breath. All right, Shri, where are we going next? Well, you know what? I need another breath. Okay. Whew.
Well, let's just take a minute here and be in the flow of this now.
Whew.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, we have over at BBS, we have Lisa from New York on line 4. Let's say hi.
Hey, Lisa from New York. Namaste.
Namaste, Shri and Kira. I love you both.
Oh, and we love you.
Welcome, dear.
Yay. Thank you. So I'm calling because I read your book and I loved it. And then what has happened is I'm really aligned with the sacred union. And you're saying that it's, coming up a lot right now with energy, which is awesome that I'm lining up with it. And what's going on is with my love life, the different guys that were in my life recently that I've been attached to or, having connections with have gone away, or I've gotten intuition to let them know lovingly that we have to part, or they just came up with it themselves. And then my right fingers swelled up, and then the left fingers swelled up, but then the left ones got better, and the right ones are still inflamed a little bit, but it's I feel like it's some fear, a little bit of anger, but that's starting to go away more. Just, forgiving myself, forgiving them for, anything that had come up in our relationships that, had things with a little bit of anger. And the grief is coming through a little bit and not being always authentic. And I'm working through it, and I'm wondering if she has any other insights.
Well, first of all, breathe.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful you got through today. Yeah, we really feel you, Angel.
It's important to important to recognize that all of our relationships, especially relationships where we opened our heart to another being, and whether you were intimate or not, is just an additional frosting on the cake of intimacy. Right. When you open your heart to another being, what you're saying is, I accept your energy into my field. And so let's look at it from that standpoint for a moment. When we open our energy field to another being, and if they open to us, then we are practicing union. Even though emotionally or physically we might have some boundaries up, but we opened. And in the union, then, we get to process some of the content that person was carrying. And that's quite understandable. As we just detach and go, okay, and so these beautiful beings that came into your life that you're now saying goodbye to, there's going to be a little grief because we're letting go of that which we were carrying. And there may be some behaviors on the part of these other people. That's a different topic. The key is to remember that we need to run energy and release that which we've been carrying. So you mentioned your you mentioned your fingers. Well, your right side of the body is that which was engaged in the past. It's it's important to recognize that your fingers and hands carry with them your ability to transmit energy.
Right.
And we don't want to transmit that which is old business, that which we're complete with.
So think about how your left hand's doing pretty well, but the right hand's kind of just saying, hey, wait a minute, some unfinished stuff here.
Yeah. So here's what I say.
Right?
What I suggest you do, the simplest way to handle this is to go and visit shriandkira.com and look at the practices and revisit the living Ankh.
Fabulously perfect, because it's also the eternal life, the 5. Yeah, the living Ankh. It's underneath Yoga of Self-Ascension tab right on the homepage.
And there's actually here's the magic alchemy. do the container practice first.
So look that one up too.
That one's there.
They're all there. They're all
Yes.
free.
Okay, I'm clearing my field.
Right.
I'm clearing my field. I'm filling with light. And then do the living Ankh, which is bringing the Ascension energy of resurrection and renewal up the feet. It circulates up the spine and
opens
goes
the heart.
It goes out the hands and out the top of the head. So when you read this carefully and you consciously command that energy to flow, you're going to
Done.
clear your hands.
Done.
Okay?
Done. Done.
Totally doing it. It's done.
Woohoo.
And also, I came across your forgiveness section on your webpage recently, and that was huge. I've done stuff like that a little bit in the past, but the awesome part of it was when you use different names for people, like dad, daddy, mom, mommy, like as you're saying that you forgive them. And then also when you use your name. So you
Yes.
use all the nicknames, anything anybody's ever called you. And I just started crying because something in my head say Lisa. Because when I was little, when I was around 5, everyone called me Lisa because my name was only spelled with one S. And then my mom added another S, so it was Lissa. And I had dissociated with something that had happened to me when I was around 5.
Sure.
And when I said, I forgive Lissa, I just burst out crying, Lisa. And it was like such a huge release. And then you do it 35 times for 7 days. And it was like every time I did it, got freer and freer and freer.
Yes.
So that was another thing. I just did the forgiveness one. I've done the container in the past. I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to do the living Ankh. Here we go.
Girl, we are celebrating you. You did the forgiveness practice. Does that rock or what? We're so excited. Thank you.
rock.
Yeah, right on. We
Well,
got you, girl.
thank you for
Yeah.
your sincere commitment, and this is how we grow and more love, more
Exactly.
joy. Everything is going to get bigger, better, and happier.
We love you. Thank you for saying yes to you.
Many blessings,
Many
dear.
blessings. Mwah. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
I love you both. Thank you so much.
We love
Many
you
blessings.
too. Many blessings, honey. Wow. I'm just loving this energy. Miracles are your birthright, right? And that is
Absolutely.
what we're talking about today, is that in this time surfing experience, in this moment where you are being called to let go of the limitation, I'm going to go back to where we started in the beginning of the show today, to Einstein, right? Time is an illusion. Time exists in a fourth dimensional space where the point of origin, where it comes into focus, is in the third dimension, thereby proving the existence of the fifth dimensional experience. And here we are right here once again. I don't know if we can show that. Yeah, go ahead.
show
Let's
that?
put that
Here we
on.
go.
Sure. So here's the Einstein-Rosen bridge again, with a couple of those quotes that help us remember this, that everything is energy, and that is all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no any other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. And Sri, we can complete with that right now, because the key is to remember it is our multidimensional acceptance that is lifting us through the distractions that are seeking to stop the full mastery alignment. You are at a moment of experience. January is an experience month and a year of choice. We are 2 weeks away from a Mercury retrograde that will come in on the very last day of this month and ride us through February. And it will be a month of presence and choice. This very week, let's put up that one more quick time here, the calendar, that's it, yeah. This very week, again, you notice we are having a big swing coming in from our higher consciousness, spiraling in toward the 20th, where everything could come on fire. Yet we have this supportive energy of the 27th, this bridge, the 27th and the 13th on either side. This has been a month of Wednesday energy.
Yes, it is.
And as we hit Thursday, the 21st, it starts spiraling out again. It's going to be another big week. It feels like a corkscrew, and this will not stop until the full moon of the 28th. And so this is the week that the universe is saying, if you're ready to fly, we're ready to show you how.
Yes.
Say yes to you, because the conscious evolution of your divine presence is yours to say yes to right now. We have already expanded beyond any place we've ever been before, and keep saying yes.
And To say yes means to recognize that we have the capacity and the need to choose.
Right?
Choice is the expression of consciousness in form. It's the expression of being self-aware. We're constantly choosing. The question is, are you choosing consciously?
Ooh.
And we invite you to invest in your evolution, to make a choice, to be with us, to learn the healing techniques, to invest your love in you.
Exactly.
And that we may magnify that through the various ensoulments and trainings and opportunities to gather as spiritual community. There's a lot of opportunities before you. This is the year. This is the time. And we invite you to say yes.
We've said yes, and we're launching AVESA in a whole up-leveled crystalline way in February. Get to ShriandKira.com. Join us. And again, this week, if you haven't already registered, be there tomorrow night. And you absolutely want to be there Tuesday at Soul Mirrors. We have a big reveal coming up. And tomorrow night, we are living an ascended life with another profound revelation for this week. This year is going to take your attention, so keep it focused on that, which offers you the ability to thrive in the law of instantaneous manifestation.
We love you.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com.